To boxing here again at Rivermead Leisure Centre in Reading. Your first contest in the ring this evening is a middleweight contest over 6 3-minute rounds. Introducing firstly in the red corner, wearing the black trunks with the yellow trim, coming from Sheffield and weighing 12 stone exactly. Would you please welcome Stinger Mason. And his opponent across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the purple trunks, formerly from Margate, now coming from Bristol and fighting for the Bristol boys, weighing 12 stone 2.5 pound, Sven Hamer. Your officials for this contest, the timekeeper Mr. Bob Edgeworth, the referee Mr. Jeff Hines, and this is 6 3-minute rounds.
Good evening, gentlemen. 6 rounds on it. The standing man goes as far as the corner away from my instruction. Now, when I say break, I want a clean break. A step back. Is that clear? Touch gloves to let people. All right?
Seconds out.
Sven Hamer in the purple trunks, now with the Bristol boys camp run by Chris Sanagar, up against Stinger Mason, the 33-year-old journeyman from Sheffield, who does have his moments, but not too many of them lately. He's without a win in his last 6 fights. Hamer made a very explosive start up at the new weight of super middle for him here, when he knocked out Brian Galloway in just 1 round. Can he repeat that? Hamer's 23, Mason 33, and that's a big right hand from Sven Hamer. It's only the 11th pro fight this for Sven Hamer, but already he's been in a couple of real blood and thunder ones, hasn't he, Glenn?
He has been in some good ones, and he started here pretty quickly, but Mason can be a little bit awkward, so it could be difficult for him to get to him. I think that he's doing the right thing. He's got to try and get to Mason early and try and hurt him as quick as he can.
Good left jab. Looks purposeful, Hamer. Man just trying to rebuild his career, maybe establish himself at this new weight, which of course is really buzzing at the moment, the super middleweight division in Britain. And there's another big right hand, and that one hurt Mason. He's unsteady on his legs. It was the right hand that did it. First round, 2.
Mason's got his hands very low, and that's just an open target for Hamer.
He looks sharp. He's on the run here, Mason, and Hamer is trying to line up another of those big right-handers. It is all Sven Hamer in this first round, and Mason walking on to another jab.
It's a good start for him. He's landed with good solid jabs. He's just trying to look for the big right hand. Mason very open hands, very low, a bad defense.
Hamer just wasting a few. Must have thrown probably about 7-8 punches there, and only one of them really got through.
Yes, it just looks as if he's just trying a little bit too hard for the right hand. Just needs to relax, just throw his jab and look for his right hand coming at the right time.
Mason's head appears to have cleared a little, but I think he's still just a wee bit heavy on those legs. Chopping right hand. Well, Mason gets through the round. Sven Hamer, 23 years of age. He's won 6 and lost 4 of his 10 fights so far. Former soldier who served for 4 years in the Queen's Regiment in Canada, Germany and Britain. He was a combined services middleweight champion 3 years ago in his amateur days.
He landed a good right hand there. See, that was the best punch of the round. Started very well, Heyman. I think he'd be happy with the opening round. Just tried a little bit too hard later in the round, but he was just looking for punches like this, that good solid right hand.
That was the one that had Mason here in a bit of trouble. Stinger Mason, the veteran spoiler. He knows how to get through. Here's the 5th round. The purple trunks of Sven Hamer and Stinger Mason in fight number 35 for him. It's only the 11th for Hamer, and as we've been saying, he's had some tough ones, maybe a few too many tough ones too early.
Well, I think, yes, they have been tough. At times he makes them a little tough himself, because he does like to have a fight. You know, I think at times he's got to learn how to go back to his boxing and not get involved in real tough fights all the time.
Certainly hasn't been given a soft introduction as some fighters are in their first 15 or so. Thrown in at the deep end a wee bit, Hamer.
But often that can work in some fighters' cases. By being thrown in the deep end along the line, they can, you know, regroup and learn better that way. Sometimes it destroys fighters, but sometimes it's very good for fighters.
Good countering left hook there from Hamer.
He's getting through with single punches, but finding it difficult to get the second and third ones through Hamer.
Stop boxing. Time up. Box on.
Warning from the referee for the punch on the break. There's a little bit of damages underneath the left eye for Hamer. Yes, it does look like that. Some blood around there as well, smeared by the side of the forehead. So I don't know if that was a clash of heads. Might well have been. They have been close together. That's better with the right hand. Brings the crowd to life. Right hand from Hamer.
Well, I think he may realise there's a bit of damage, Hamer, and that's just getting him to work a little bit harder, making him a little bit angry. I think he would not have liked in the 6th round fight to end up getting a damage under the eye.
It was a cut, of course, a horrible cut that stopped him against Jason Matthews, frustratingly for him. He is a bit of a spoiler, isn't he, Mason? A hard man to fight and look good against.
Yes, I think he can make it very difficult for opponents to look good.
There's that right hand again. And the old bear hug from Mason is the response. Oh, there's a right hand that is going to conclude this fight. Of that I'm sure. Surely Mason isn't going to get up from that. Sledgehammer right, and if he does get up, he will be stopped anyway, but he's counted out. Never had a hope of beating the count, Stinger Mason. It was a spectacular end to a pretty unspectacular fight, but I don't know. With Hamer, you might have had a point there, Glenn. I think once he'd got cut, it seemed to just lift him about 3 gears.
It did. It just spurred him on. I think he was very upset in this sort of fight to end up with some damage. I think he wanted the job done early. It didn't happen, but there he finally caught the little gap in the defense that he wanted to find. Well, it was a rather big gap, and he slotted that big right hand, and that really thudded in. That was a real good shot there from Hamer.
It was almost a worrying knockout, wasn't it? The way there that Mason just fell.
Yes, it's often worrying. You can tell that a fighter's been hurt when he falls face first.
He's back on his feet now as you're watching that replay again, I'm glad to say, but on very unsteady legs. They need to keep a very close watch on him. And that was a pretty bad knockout. Big shot from Hamer, who scores a 2nd stoppage win at this weight. He seems to have a bit of a dig at super middleweight. A lot of his performance really left quite a bit to be desired. His punch economy wasn't good, but that is going to be a huge confidence booster the way he concluded the argument.
Yes, I think he'd be very happy with that. A little bit, his performance up to that point was not that good, but I think the final punch, he'll be happy with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes 49 seconds of round 5, with Stinger Mason failing to beat the referee's count at 10, the winner by a knockout, Sven Hamer.